Should I use retainers? When should I use retainers? How much should my retainer be? Now, I know when I got started in this business, I had a ton of questions, and retainers was on the top of that list. I also suggest to work on retainers for all jobs, folks. This especially goes when working with private clients. But I'm telling you, collecting invoices is a time-expensive event to be avoided at all costs. When you think about accounting, invoicing, billing, chasing payments, those are some of those non-billable hourly events that can quickly eat away your precious time. First things first, what does a retainer do? A retainer is simply a cash deposit for services to be rendered by you for your client. The investigator earns his fees as he works the investigation, and payment is then taken out of the retainer. If there are any unused portions of the retainer remaining at the conclusion of the investigation, all the remaining fees are to be returned to the client. This is why it is very important to calculate retainer fees accurately, as well have a contract that spells out how the funds are allocated. I highly encourage that you have a separate bank account, like a savings account, to act as an escrow account to hold all retainer fees. Remember, the retainer is your client's money, not your money. Most clients are very accustomed to paying retainers for legal fees. I was always told that attorneys and insurance companies will never pay retainers. I have yet to ever run into an attorney or an insurance client that contacts me with a single case and they weren't willing to pay a retainer. So how do you decide what your retainer fee should be? To calculate your retainer, first you need to assess all of the variable costs. You need to know what it's going to take to do the job. Let's do a 2-day surveillance. Let's say it's going to be 8 hours a day. Now you might be tempted to take your hourly rate, let's say it's $70 an hour. You're going to take that hourly rate, you're going to multiply it by 8, which equals $560 for a day. Multiply that by 2 days, so you would make your retainer $1,120. But wait, you should be considering all billable time and expenses. It is customary to charge for travel time both ways on conventional investigative work, as well as for mileage. So I may have a 45-minute drive each way on my surveillance, along with 30 miles each way, and I can anticipate some mileage while I'm out on surveillance. So let's assume 20 additional miles during mobile surveillance. I also need to account for video editing time, for report writing time each day, as well as some client communication throughout the case. I usually assume an additional hour a day per day for work for these kind of things. So a single day will have 3/4 of an hour driving each way, or 1.5 total hours, 8 hours on surveillance, 1 hour for reporting and video time, making it a total of 10.5 hours a day, plus 30 miles each way, an additional 20 miles on surveillance, so 80 miles traveled. Assuming a fee of $70 an hour and 50 cents a mile, our daily cost is $775. So our retainer would be double that at $1,550. How much of that $1,550 do I get for a retainer? I always suggest get 100% of the anticipated total workload. If you go over that, you can bill for the additional work. Sometimes I might forego very minor additional charges unless they are substantial, but I also make sure that the client knows about them. You want to charge for everything. You need to gather that info from the client prior to giving a quote so you can make the most informed decision when you calculate their retainer. Nothing is worse than telling a client a price, assuming certain factors, and then you find out there's a 3-hour drive one way to the job. Now all of a sudden you've essentially cut your rates nearly in half.